Welcome to the 12th video in the Maine's Restaurant Formula video series, Surprising Service. How would you rate the service at your restaurant? Remarkable? Pretty good? Passable? Fair? Your commitment to service is a leading indicator of the success of your restaurant. Great service doesn't happen by accident. It takes planning, practice, and focused execution. Excellent service makes your food taste better, your prices lower, your environment cleaner, and your location more convenient. I'm serious. As an executive for brands at Quiznos and Red Robin, I oversaw analyzing all of our customer feedback. What we found was that when our service scores were high, consumers also scored us higher on food taste, value, cleanliness, and convenience. And importantly, their intent to return was much higher. Personal interaction and attention can be as much as 70% of why people choose a particular restaurant. So focus on creating a great culture of service is a great investment. Now let's be realistic. In restaurants, good service is the price of entry. There's so much competition out there that if you have bad service, you just won't be around long. Why would a paying customer put up with that? So what about average service? Does anyone aspire for their restaurant to be average? I think not. But many restaurants continue on with plain old average service. Why? There are lots of convenient excuses. I can't afford to pay my people more. Hiring good people just isn't possible where I live. This is your livelihood, your brand. The service you provide is a reflection of you. And the reality is that good service is no longer really good enough either. It's no surprise we are in the age of social media. It used to be that good service would get you by, but no one ever shared good service on Facebook or Yelp or Instagram. To build your business on social media, you need what I call surprising service. Well, what is that? Service designed to surprise, delight, and get shared. Great restaurants create repeatable ways that their staff can create surprising service. Now, surprising service doesn't happen by accident. You have to create a service plan, then practice, and execute. There's a reason why Disney calls their employees cast members. When your staff is in your restaurant, they are on stage, your stage, building your brand and your business. A surprising service starts with you. Beginning with who you hire. It's much easier to train a people person to work in your restaurant than to take a negative restaurant person and train them to be nice. Next, empower those people to deliver surprising service. Give them the tools and training to make it right when things do go wrong. And finally, model great service for all of your staff. When you're in the restaurant, set the standard for service excellence. Make the commitment to be great at service. Hire for it, train for it, and never let your foot off the service pedal. Now, before you can deliver surprising service, your staff must already be executing flawlessly on the service basics, the basic expectations that customers have for any great restaurant. Now, the reality is that if you're truly executing on these, you're probably ahead of most restaurants already. Get out a pen and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on each of these service basics. 5 is perfect and 1 is abysmal. How do you think you're doing? 1. Quick acknowledgement. Acknowledge each guest within 1 minute of them walking into your restaurant. I don't care how busy it might be on a Friday night, just make eye contact and let them know that you know they're there. More than a minute seems like forever. 2. Attentiveness. Now, this is especially true for your baby boomer guests. It can be extraordinarily frustrating to need something for your server, and the server is nowhere to be found. Be available and check back. This leads right to the next one. Teamwork. Servers work together, and everyone wins together. This especially comes into play when the server for a given table isn't around for whatever reason. Remember the basics of attentiveness from the last one? Every server should be aware of every table, even if it's not theirs. And if a guest is looking around wondering where their server is, anyone and everyone should be willing to jump in and help. This idea plays out minute by minute in a restaurant called R&D in Dallas, to the extent that if a server is clearing a dish from a table, all they have to do is hold it behind their back and another server will walk by and take it from them and drop that dish in the kitchen. Number 4, make it easy for your customers to do business with you. I'll give you an example. Have you ever been to a restaurant where you wanted a beer and they didn't even have a list? They just have the server rattle off 15 different kinds of beer and you're supposed to choose on the spot. That doesn't feel enjoyable. It feels like pressure. Give your customers the tools they need to make the best choices for them. The server's time is better spent making beer recommendations than rattling off the long list. 5, serve the food when it's ready. I was at a restaurant recently where it took forever for the food to come out, and when it finally did, I had salmon in the middle of the plate that was like a brick, and the outside of the plate was literally cold. Heat lamp? I think so. 6, timeliness. Be conscious of your guests' time. Read the table. Do they want to have a leisurely dinner, or are they trying to make it to the show by 7:30? Your server should understand the guests' timing expectations up front so they can deliver effortlessly. Don't frustrate your guests by having them look around searching when they want the check, or fail to come back promptly when they put their credit card down. Now this seems obvious, but it happens all the time. Execution on the basics is critical. 7, keep the glasses full. Water glasses, wine glasses, beer glasses, half full or half empty? Neither. Enough said. Number 8, invite them to come back. Service is what happens while they're in the restaurant. Their experience is what they remember when they leave. Leave them walking out the door feeling appreciated and like you want them to come back. It's the last thing in their mind before they go give you a review. Now, to take your service from the basics with excellence to surprising, I want you to actually brainstorm with your team. Surprising service starts with you, your concept, your brand, and ideas your team has to surprise your customers. There is no one-size-fits-all approach here. But to get you started, here are a few ideas. 1, give your guests something unexpected. A starter taste of champagne, a mini dessert. Watch how often they want the full glass of champagne after they get the taster. 2, use their name. I wish this was not on the surprising service list, but when is the last time a server learned your name and used it throughout the meal? There's a sushi restaurant in Wisconsin where my parents go. One of the servers there has made it a point to learn the name of every guest. My parents go there all the time, and my mom doesn't even like sushi. Remembering their name is good. Remembering it a month later, now that's surprising. 3, celebrate being the owner or the manager. Do they know that you're the owner or the manager? It's a big deal. People love to say, oh, I know the owner, it's such and such. Let's go there. 4, give a guest the inside track on something. Oh, if you're interested, I'll bet I can get the chef to ... fill in the blank. Make it a planned part of your surprising service. Number 5, make them laugh. How do you do this? You'll have to figure that out, but it's a powerful tool. Number 6, do something special based on their evening. Get an insight about what is making their night special, and then find a way to over-deliver in a special way on their special night. Number 7, give a flower to the ladies? This might seem like overkill, I don't know. I have a friend who gets a carnation on her dash every time she gets her oil changed at a particular place. Does it work? She keeps going back. Number 8, share a happy accident. The chef made one too many of these. Would you like it while you're thinking about what you want to order? There are lots of ways to create a surprise in a guest's dining experience. Take the time to brainstorm some with your team and see what you come up with. I'd love to hear your ideas. Join us next time for the next Restaurant Formula video. I look forward to seeing you then.